Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Guns Locked. I'm Gunther the Great, and today I'm going to be doing a video that you guys have requested for a long period of time. Today I'm going to be reviewing Trippie Red's Dreadlocks, so let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so this first picture is an older picture of his hair dyed, and you can tell that his hair is very frizzy, so he doesn't maintain it that much. Like I've said in previous videos, that a lot of rappers and artists these days who have dreadlocks do not like to maintain them, it seems like. They like the messy look. And a lot of people these days do like the messy look. So right here, he does have his hair bleached, and he might have it toned to where it doesn't look super bronze. It almost looks just like a light brown right here. And overall, it looks pretty cool. And if you look closely, you can tell that the tips of his dreadlocks are blunted off and very matured. From the roots, his hair is very messy, very frizzy, and not maintained whatsoever. But at some point, he was maintaining them to get them to lock up. You can see most of the dreads on the right side and on the left side are very more maintained than the ones that are on the top. On the top, it's more of a free-for-all look, kind of, with having some afro and then some dreadlocks. It's like dreadlocks are just in the midst of an afro. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with this look. I think it looks very natural, and I think natural dreadlocks look good. But since we've seen his first picture, we're going to move on to his latest picture that I've seen on his Instagram, and his hair looks really long in this picture. His hair looks like it's going down to his nose in the front, and I'm pretty sure if he were to pull his dreadlock, it would probably go a little bit below his nose. This is the cool thing about a full head of dreads, is that your hair looks really long. You can see that his hair in the back is kind of dropping low and almost touching his shoulders. And it does seem longer in this picture compared to the picture that I just did show you. With his hair now, you can tell that his hair is a little more maintained, that is actually twisted down to the root. And I'm assuming that he does a twist method and also probably the crochet hook method because of how maintained his frizziness is now in this picture, and that his tips are actually blunted and thicker. And what I mean by blunted, one sure sign of having blunted tips is that the tip usually is thicker than the length of the dreadlock, and it means that it's kind of just a ball at the end almost. You can see that there's kind of just a knot at the end that is blunting off the tip. That's usually how blunted tips look like. If not, they're usually just tapered down, and they look fine that way as well. Also, another sign of having a thick end of the dreadlock means that you could have cut your dreads shorter and then blunted the tips after cutting them down. Now, I'm not sure if he did cut his hair during the process of growing his dreads, which it is possible you could have done that. But I know that when people do cut their dreads, the tips of their dreads will have like a ball at the end after blunting it off. But this is the most recent picture. I'm going to move on to the next photo, which is a black and white photo just showing the length of his hair without even pulling it down. It does go down to his nose, and you can see that some hair in the back is standing up. That's probably just due to him pulling his hair up all the time. Usually when hair stands up on matured locks, it's just because you've been pulling your hair up for a certain amount of time, for long periods of time, and then taking it out of the hair tie, and then it will just stand up. Another sign of dreadlock standing up means that your roots are not maintained. So his roots probably aren't maintained. Based on the first photo I showed you, his roots probably aren't maintained right here. And you can see that his hair is frizzy, so that could be why his hair is standing up, especially in that spot. On the top of your head is where your dreadlocks will stand up the most, if they are standing up. And it's mostly because, like I said, frizziness and not maintained roots. But overall, this dude's dreadlocks are really clean and very cool looking. But we're going to move on to this next photo, which his hair is curly in this picture, which makes us think that he has had his hair braided, which I've seen in photos of his hair being braided, and it looks pretty cool. I think braided dreadlocks look really nice, which I do have my hair in braids like now, like you've seen. After having braids, when you do a braid out your hair, it turns curly like his hair is right here, so I'm assuming that he braided out his hair either the day this picture was taken or the day before it was taken. And one thing you have to take into consideration too, when you braid out your hair and it's curly like this, it's going to look shorter than what it actually is. But his hair in this picture is probably 6 to 7 inches, maybe. If not, they're probably a little shorter, probably like 5 to 6 inches. But he has some pretty weird progress of hair growth and hair transitions. Like, he has his hair dyed sometimes, but it seems like most of the time his hair is just black. But he goes through phases, like in the first picture, like you've seen, where his hair is bleached, and then there is other pictures where I've seen his hair was like blue, and then I've seen some red, and then I've seen some pictures of his dreadlocks actually being red. I'm not sure if that's where he got his name. I think he's originally a redhead, but I could be wrong. I think the first picture I've seen of him, his hair was red. That could just be hair dye. And moving on to this next picture, it's kind of a close-up of the tips of his dreadlocks, and you can see that his hair is very wispy at the ends, very curly, so he's not very maintained right there, but he's letting it be natural, and I think the look of that looks really cool. Having the curls at the end of dreadlocks is always nice, I think, rather than blunting off the tips, which some of his dreads are blunted off and some of them aren't, which that goes with everybody. If you don't maintain your hair and you let your hair maintain itself, it will blunt off some of the dreadlocks quicker than the other ones. And you can see even right here, prime example is that one on the far left is blunted off, and then you can see the one in the middle is just wispy and curly at the end. And his hair texture is really nice. You can see the curls on his hair actually in this picture. And as observed in previous photos, his hair is very frizzy and nappy at the roots and not maintained. But that is a close-up of his dreads. We're gonna move on to this next picture of him at a performance. And like I said, you can see that his hair on the back is just all the way down close to his shoulders, and then I think he has a hair tie put in on the lower end on the back side of his head. And his hair looks somewhat more maintained right here. And I feel like what he's going through is he'll go through a stage of maintaining, and then he'll go through a stage of just letting it grow out and doing its own thing. Which I feel like a lot of people do that, and I do it as well. I think it's just one of those things, like whatever you're feeling, you'll twist your hair if you feel like twisting your hair, and if you don't feel like twisting your hair, you won't twist it. But enough this photo. We're gonna move on to this next one with him having a hairstyle with like a pineapple top but with the rest hanging down. This hairstyle is actually pretty cool, very popular to a lot of people. I like this hairstyle, it looks pretty interesting. I've actually worn my hair like this a few times, but I haven't really recently because my hair I feel like is too long for this hairstyle. I think his hair right now is at the prime length to do this hairstyle. There's like a little gate to actually rock this hairstyle, I believe. You can see that his dreads are actually really skinny in this picture. In some pictures they appeared thicker, and the reason being is because when your hair is maturing, your dreadlocks will become thinner, just from tightening. They might go through a thickening stage, but it's just preparing it to get thinner, if that makes sense. I just wanted to stop by that picture really quick to show off his hairstyle. Here's just a cool looking photo. It's like red and I don't know, just trippy red, man. But you guys requested this. His hair in this picture, it almost looks like his bangs are cut, but it could just because this hair on the sides is coming to the front as well. The only person I know that actually cut their bangs was Sweet Lee and Rick James. I don't know of anybody else who actually cut their bangs, but trippy red could be in there. But you guys, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys requested it. I definitely wanted to make videos for you. So if you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see anybody else, please comment down below. It helps me out a ton. I love you guys so much. We're getting close to 40K, which that means we're getting close to 50K. And I'm super excited for that. I already know we're going to get there. We're going to get there quick. I'm ready for 100K. I'm ready for 1,000,000. I'm ready to keep growing with you guys. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you so much. You guys can check out my main channel where I vlog every single day. Link is always in the description. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.